Hey guys, Coach Council here, back with another treadmill talk for you. I'm going to try to keep this one short. This is just an explanation video because I see a lot of people not quite sure about what I'm talking about in regards to some aspects of biomechanics. So I'm going to do my best to address them here simply as I can, and I hope you guys could follow along. I don't have any of my usual demonstration apparatus, but I'll make do. So, lots of my clients, people who follow my videos, they now understand that by using the correct biomechanical principles, you can determine which exercises are at the top of the hierarchy, meaning these exercises are perfect exercises, meaning the muscle will be moving from the insertion to the origin in as straight line as possible. It'll be fully contracting through a full range of motion. Midway through the range of motion, it should be experiencing a 100% active lever. More on this later. By following these principles, you'll be receiving the greatest amount of lever magnification. So this is what I'm going to talk about now, because it seems you guys are a little bit confused on the subject. So I'm going to use the bicep as an example. Bicep curls, everyone knows the bicep curl. You know what it looks like. So I would like you to imagine me standing straight up or you standing straight up, and I'd like you to keep your upper arm, your humerus, neutral with gravity, so basically just vertical. And then I'd like you to take your lower arm, your forearm, and put it at a 90-degree angle, just as you would the midway point of a bicep curl. In this position, the dumbbell that is held in your hand is the furthest than it can be away from your body, meaning that is a 100% active lever. What this translates to is the greatest amount of load is being delivered to the bicep at that time. This is the lever magnification. Now, if you were to take your forearm and put it in the neutral position or vertical, parallel with your upper arm, it would then have zero load placed on the bicep. Does that make sense? Okay, good. When you're in a fully contracted position, you have a reduced amount of lever magnification. This is because if you could imagine a pendulum hanging from the dumbbell, as the arm moves closer up, that pendulum is still hanging down in a straight line. This is the line of gravity, okay? So, because of this line of gravity, the lever is shortened. It's shortened because, if you can imagine again the pendulum hanging here, as that goes up, the active lever here is shortening. It's no longer 12 or 13 inches, it's now 3 or 4 inches. This is how levers work. So another example I'll be giving you, if I were to tell you to hold a 5-pound dumbbell in your hand and curl it, you could do it with no problem. If I then duct taped the same dumbbell to the end of an 8-foot stick, and I told you to pick it up holding the opposite end of the stick, you wouldn't be able to do it. And that's because the lever has now been magnified greatly. It's at the end of a very long lever. This is the same reason that we use crowbars and things like that. These are levers. They make things easier or harder depending on the length. Well, and how you're using it, I suppose. Now, in regards to exercise, most of you know this already, but the human body is a machine made up of levers. Your joints are basically hinges or pivot points. Your muscles cross these two levers and bring them together over the joints. This is the only job that your muscles have. Now, they can only do this in a straight line. So if you were to imagine I was to give you a rope and then tie the opposing end of that rope to a refrigerator and tell you to pull the refrigerator towards you, you could do that. And if I told you to do anything other than pull the refrigerator towards you, you would be unable to do that. You can't push your refrigerator away with a rope. You can't move it to the left or the right. You can only pull it towards yourself. Now in this case, you are the origin of the muscle, and the rope tied around the refrigerator, well, I should say the refrigerator is the insertion, and the rope would be the muscle. Now muscles can only pull insertion to origin in a straight line, as I've said. And the origin is simply called the origin because it is a fixed location on the bone that does not move. The insertion is called the insertion because it's on the mobile lever. Now again, all muscles in the human body follow these parameters. They all do the same exact thing. They all move levers, and all levers have to deal with magnification, which has to do with gravity. So, without getting too complicated about it, every muscle has a unique resistance curve, and that resistance curve relies on gravity. Every muscle has a best way, or most natural way to move, and that is insertion to origin in a straight line. The more you are able to pull insertion to origin in a straight line, the more you are able to isolate that muscle group. When you are training, you want to always and only use the best isolated exercises. This is because anytime you perform a compound exercises, multiple muscle groups are participating, which operate multiple levers, which have different angles, meaning you're compromising the muscles that you're trying to use by targeting more than one. If you individually target your muscles, you will then, of course, get the best possible exercise because you are maximally magnifying the the load delivered to the muscle inside of the proper resistance curve, which, without getting too much into it, you'd be starting with a mechanical disadvantage and ending the movement with a mechanical advantage, and midway through the movement, you would have a maximally active lever. And again, this applies to every single bone and muscle in your body. There's no exceptions. There's only 3 kinds of levers in your body, class 1, 2, and 3. That's it. No exceptions. Your body's made the same as mine. Your skeleton, muscle system, and structure is identical. There's no differences, unless you're an alien. Meaning, very simply, for all you people who have their friends and their trainers and you don't know how to explain these concepts, this is a really simple way to explain it to them. I'm not sure why so many personal trainers and fitness influencers are so bigoted. They have this religious zeal about these particular ego-stroking exercises. I think it's just because they like showing off for their gym bros. I don't know. The intelligent among them will be performing the best exercises, regardless of the fact that sometimes you must use significantly less weight. So I'll just briefly speak on this. I already covered it, but to wrap it up, your body does not know the difference when you're squatting 500 pounds and you're getting 2,600 pounds of load delivered to your quads, something around there. Or if you're doing a leg extension with 120 pounds, maximally using the length of your full leg, taking it through a full resistance curve, it is far superior. I would rate a squat something like a 4 or a 5 for quad development. I would rate a leg extension a 9, a sissy squat a 10. Leg extension, if you perform correctly, would also be a 10, by the way. There's ways to do it correctly. That being said, just guys, don't do compound exercises. If your gym bros or your trainers are telling you to do these things, tell them they're idiots. Now you know how to explain to them why you are in fact correct, why you're doing the right stuff, why you know what you're talking about, and they don't. And hopefully, they'll listen to you. And if they don't, please listen to me. Don't keep training their way. Don't keep training compromised compound movements just because you want to fit in with your friends. Don't do it, okay? That is not intelligent. Keep doing the intelligent exercises to promote maximum efficiency and muscle growth. Don't give in to the peer pressure. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, just check out my other videos. Check out ego lifting versus biomechanics. Check out the videos where I break down the math, the anatomy. I show you guys everything. It's all there for you. If your friends don't believe me, send them to the channel. Have them text me. I'm always more than willing to debate anyone. The problem is, nobody wants to debate me. They just want to leave little snarky comments about how skinny I look, or how fat I am, or how I don't look like I lift weights, and that they have some odd certification which is supposed to mean some shit when it doesn't. So, everybody, I hope this helps. And, more positive stuff coming soon. Everybody stay on your grind, and just remember, if you like this kind of content, leave a like, subscribe, comment if it's helpful. Comment what kind of videos you like too. I never run out of ideas, but maybe you guys want something specific. So anybody, stay on your grind, stay hard, don't go into peer pressure. Facts, do not give a shit about your feelings. Always go with the science.